Alright, it is official. The MK Mobile community hates the KRYPT. And I was actually one of the very first guys to admit that the KRYPT is boring, and there are certain things that have to be changed with that game mode. However, one of you actually commented something today, and that triggered me to make a video. Basically, the comment was that the KRYPT is a waste of time, which I totally disagree. Yes, it is boring. Yes, it feels slow. Yes, it has to be improved in multiple ways. But at the end of the day, it isn't a waste of time. Now, many of you probably are doing towers, right? And you can argue that towers are not that boring compared to KRYPT, especially if you do them for the first time. Because if you do the tower for the first time, it's exciting because you're facing some challenging enemies, you're overcoming the enemies, you feel good about it, and at the end of the day, you beat the tower, you get either the diamond or a diamond plus, epic, and so on and so forth. And there is the uncertainty along the way whether you're going to beat it if you're a beginner, and there is uncertainty on which card you're going to get, battle 100, battle 180, battle 200. So what I'm saying is that towers are good. However, only if you do them for the first or for the second time and partially for the third time. Please let me know whether you have fun doing a normal tower for the 7th time, only, especially if you are after a specific drop. Let's say that you want to get Classic Rain. Classic Rain is the reason why you want to do a normal tower. Classic Rain is a great character. Let's assume that you are a beginner, you want to unlock him, and the normal tower has 20% chance to get him. You do the normal tower once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you never get Classic Rain. So, can we agree if this is the case that this tower was a waste of time? Probably. What's going to happen in the KRYPT? Yes, it is boring, yes, it is slow. You're playing it for 3 or 4 hours tops, bam, Classic Rain is there, guaranteed. And this works also for the veterans. Imagine that I have Classic Rain Fusion 8 and I want to max him out, or let's say get him to Fusion 9, max him out eventually. So there's a Fatal Tower that has 25% to drop Classic Rain. I do the Fatal Tower 5 times or 6 times because this is the maximum amount of times I can do the tower. And guess what? I don't get Classic Rain. Is that a waste of time? Instead of that, instead of grinding a tower 6 times just to get Classic Rain, who actually need, but I get, let's say, 5 sellbacks and 1 copy of Dead Red Jade. Imagine I don't have also Dead Red Jade maxed out, but I don't need her, right? So instead of that, what I'm doing is I'm going to the KRYPT. I'm spending 3 or 4 hours a week, and I get Classic Rain. Definitely, I'll prefer to do the first thing instead of grinding at the same tower for 6 times and never get the character in the first place. So what I'm saying is yes. Again, the KRYPT is boring. The KRYPT is kind of slow. We agreed on that. There are ways for the KRYPT to be improved. However, the KRYPT removes this uncertainty whether you're going to get something or not. It removes the chance involved in more or less everywhere in the game. There's a chance involving packs. If you are after a certain character, you can open 30 packs, never get him. You can open 100 packs, never get him. If you're grinding a tower, there's a huge chance that if you're after a character, specific character, you're going to get some other characters that are part of the pool, right? And even if you pay for money, you know that you're $10 for 20% chance to get the character. So you might not get the character even if you spend $200. It happens to me. It happened to me. I know. So the KRYPT is awesome. The KRYPT is awesome. When it comes to the rewards, guys, I believe the KRYPT is definitely not a waste of time. In fact, it's one of the best things that we can have. If somebody said to me 1.5 to 2 years ago that we're going to have a mode where we could actually get everything that we want for free by just playing the game, and we can play the game as much as we want. Yeah, there are 2 free attempts per week, per day, I'm sorry, but you can use those keys whenever you want. And on top of everything, you're guaranteed to beat the event that gives you the currency, because everything in the KRYPT is so cheap. If you die, one of the character dies, for 60 souls you can revive. And there are no limitations, like survival mode, for instance. And once you beat survival mode, yeah, I agree, actually survival mode is probably the funniest event out of all. If you compare survival mode to towers, I'm having more fun in survival mode. However, almost nobody plays survival mode because survival mode doesn't give you anything in return. You have to grind so much time, and at the end of the day, even if you rank in Legend, which is hours and hours and hours of gameplay, even if you rank there, you have 20% chance not to get a diamond. And you don't even know which diamond you're going to get. It's chance-based. You can get diamond 1, diamond 2, and diamond 3. In the KRYPT, this is not the case. You can get a diamond that you want to get, right? So once again, I think we have to appreciate the mode, and the most important thing about it is the fact that it is in its infancy. It will only get better, so we can hope the next update, a lot of things are going to change here. But the most important thing about the crypt is the fact that first we can get the character that we want, which is great for veterans and for beginners. Beginners can unlock very good character at Fusion 0, for instance, Classic Rain, for instance, let's say MKM and Scorpion, you name it. For veterans, we can get copies of characters that we don't have maxed out. So this event works both ways. This event works for every single type of player. And it's incredible. Again, I hope that for the next update they're going to fix the crashes that mainly happen for iOS. I'm playing on Android and the crypt doesn't crash that often. It does crash from time to time, but it's not the end of the world. But definitely I hope that for iOS it's going to be fixed, because a lot of players are complaining that the game constantly crashes inside the crypt for iOS. And also I don't know whether they're going to rotate the epic and the rares, because definitely by the next update I will be able to max out the rares. Not sure about the epics. I got so far 2 epics from running the crypt probably 20 times in total. So if you agree that the drop rate is once every 10 runs, I don't know how many runs I'm going to do by the end of this update lifetime, but I hope I will be definitely maxing out the rares, and the rares are pretty good. The 2 rares that are inside the crypt are incredible. First thing, look at this. I cannot even see. Come on game, I want to be able to click on this. Anyways, I'm going to sort now by newest, and if I go here, this one is incredible. Critical hit chance on an armor, resistance to all debuffs, and all opponent team character needs to collect 30% more power to fill up each power bar. Incredibly good armor. And the Quan Chu one is also great, especially this one. Look at this. Gains power upon tagging for 15 seconds. Super good. Super good. Imagine this, how powerful it's going to be on any character that you can spam special 1 or something. You can spam special 1, even special 2 forever. This on Classic Rain, for instance, is going to be super overpowered. Imagine the amount of power he's going to generate, especially if he has 7 stacks, and including this power, wow, incredible. So I hope I change your mind about the crypt. Again, I'm not saying it is not boring. I'm not saying that it is not slow. I'm not saying that it doesn't crash. It has a lot of issues. However, it is one of the best things we ever got when it comes to the crypt store, which is the main thing. And once again, to all of you that are saying that they cannot grind for two hours a day, you don't have to. I agree. If you are a beginner and everything here is not in gray, but everything here is available to purchase, of course you're not going to grind the crypt for 24 hours a day. You can just focus on getting just Classic Rain, for instance, and that's it. Or let's say Classic Rain plus the Necromancer book, or Classic Rain plus Necromancer Dead Favor. Or let's say that you don't like Classic Rain, or you already have him a decent fusion, and getting 1 extra fusion is not going to change anything. So you can just focus on the gear. Make sure that you do the crypt at this point at the time which is suitable for you. Don't burn just doing it over and over and over again so that you can hate your life. Make sure that you have fun. Again, I agree that this mode is not the best when it comes to experience, but it is absolutely the best when it comes to improving your roster. And this is what we want to do in the game, right? First thing, have fun. We already established we cannot have fun in the crypt. But the second thing that we want to do is to improve our roster, and the crypt is one of the best ways to do so without gambling. Again, the key word is without gambling. See you next time, guys. Take care.
Perfect.